If you look at what zebras do, what do they just generally do in the Serengeti? Zebras, to start off with, they get up in the morning, they start herding, they start grazing, they start going around to try to find the source for food and the source for water. And so they'll congregate close to these areas. And they'll graze and they'll do their thing. And then when mating season comes around, they will, a male zebra will try to do its display or whatever and try to find a female zebra that will accept the approaches and the advances. And then they'll copulate and they will produce little baby zebras. And so they'll have their little baby zebras, which will, stand up pretty quickly, and they will learn how to basically be with the herd and go around and graze as well. And they'll continue their life as such until nighttime falls, and then they'll go to sleep and get up and just do that. And it's like a repeat. And if you look at the challenges they face in life, it's where is the food, where is the water, and there's some lions out there. There's some danger out there, and so they're very aware of the presence of danger. And one of the advantages that they have for themselves that reduces their risk individually is the stripes. Zebra stripes actually act as a camouflage. There's a theory that zebra stripes evolved to camouflage individual zebras within the herd. So if you're a lion trying to hunt for a single zebra within the herd, it makes it very difficult for you to follow one zebra, because the second you look away and look back, you lost it. So it's a disadvantage to any zebra to stand out in form or in shape. It's better for them to just all kind of mesh in together and melt into the crowd, if you will. So that's the life of a zebra. What is the life of a human being nowadays like? What do we do? And it doesn't really matter whether you are really rich and really educated, or just, trying to make ends meet and you're poor. And what are we all doing? If you look at a zebra's life, it's a biological stimulus response, living in the environment, and that's it. Human beings have a sophisticated form of that. So we get up in the morning, we have our breakfast. If you have your breakfast, you get out, you get your coffee, you go to work or you go to your class, and you attend your lectures or you attend to your work tasks that you have or your meetings. And you go about your day as such. You have a time for lunch. You have your lunch. You have another coffee. You get back home, battle with rush hour traffic if you're driving, or just battle people in the public transport system. And you get back home. You have your dinner. If you have your spouse there or you have kids, you play with your kids a little bit. You check on the kids. You see what's been happening with the kids. You check on your spouse, what's been happening with their daily life. And then you guys sit on the couch, turn on Netflix, watch some shows or HBO or whatever it is that you subscribe to, and then you go to sleep. The difference really with sexual activity between humans and animals is that animals have a mating season. Humans don't really. If zebras were to comprehend human sexual activity, they would be very confused by it, because for zebras and for animals, sexual activity is purposeful. It's for the purpose of reproduction, whereas for humans, there is a pleasure component to it. So it happens all year long versus animals, which have their own mating seasons. But that's one difference. And it also has a biological benefit to it with the reward system and the circuitry in the brain, dopamine and whatnot. So again, biological function. If you reduce human activity to that and take away all of the distractions, what are the distractions? Some walk to work or walk to school. Others will take their bike. So there is a bit of a different mode of transportation, but it's just moving your legs about. Others will get in a car or get in a public transport. Others will have a fancier car. Some will have their private jets. There are very few of us that have that type of fortune. But generally speaking, what's really different is just what you have as you go up the socioeconomic scale and even the power scale is a facilitation and increased comfort levels to perform your biological functions as a Homo sapien. That's really what's going on. There is really nothing else to it. If you have more money, you're just eating better to produce the same feces at the end of the day. It's if you really reflect on that. There was one time I was in Egypt just coming back a few years ago in the airport, and I ended up and excuse the description here, guys, but just to drop the point home, I go into the washroom there, into the toilets, and I hear two voices, two men. One guy is coming behind another, it looks like, and the guy that's coming behind him, it looks like it was his servant or I don't know, assistant or something. And all he would say, he would always like repeat in Arabic, it's "Effendim, Effendim, Effendim," which is like "Sir, sir, sir," and he was like exalting the other guy, and just like I guess he was carrying his bags and just like treating him with such utter respect, like just elevating this guy. Now the guy that is being addressed with such exaltations goes into the toilet, and then all kinds of noises start coming out of his rear end. And I'm just like, I'm in I'm washing my hands, and it just struck me. And I guess maybe I was just a little bit more hyper aware at the time because I was just coming back from a tour of Al Azhar and just having studied a bit there. So I was a bit more aware of what's going on. And so this guy, all these noises and sounds coming out of his rear end. I'm thinking like, this is the same guy that this poor man who's just exalting him and putting him on such a pedestal. At the end of the day, it's like the statement of Imam Ali radiallahu anhu that this example, what is a human being? The human being begins as an insignificant sperm and it ends as a rotten corpse, and in between these two stations, you just carry feces within your body. That's really what you are as a human being. So when we look at all of these facilitations of things and people that are up or down in the socioeconomic scale, or if they have power in the world, those who have power, those who have political power, what are they doing, really? They are in positions to organize the facilitation of biological functions of the rest of society. That's really it.